This is the best. This is from Turkey. Mehmet Efendi. And when the folks from Istanbul come and visit me, they bring me refills on my Turkish coffee. So. And these cups were gifts from folks in Turkey. I've been to over 60 countries. I sat down one day and wrote them down, and I believe it was 62. I got my own little Turkish coffee maker here. You pour everything, coffee grounds and all, and there is an art to it. I got into international work almost by accident. I went to Christian Brothers College in Memphis, Tennessee. I wanted to do construction, so I went to work for Blunt Brothers here in Montgomery 2 weeks after I graduated for $900 a month. They got into international work and had an office in Beirut, Lebanon. And I thought, well, that would be quite interesting, the place to go. And that started a progression of countries from Lebanon to Iran to the Bahamas, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and California, which I almost consider a foreign country, having been to the other places. I've always found the international work very challenging. That's probably the thing that I like the most about it. Something's happening somewhere every day, and it is, for most people, unsolvable. And the trick is to solve it. You read about ships getting hijacked. We had thousands of tons of rebar on a ship that was hijacked. So those are the things that you can't plan for it. It happens unexpectedly. It's like, okay, can we fix this? Can we do it? And so that's the challenge of doing work overseas.
I'm Rod's wife of 50 years and probably about 4 months now. We have 9 grandchildren, and we have had an awesome life together. Last week I was asked to visit one of our elementary campuses, and I was going to read a Dr. Seuss book. This reminds me of Rod, and it's of all the places we'll go. And little did I know when we married 50 years ago of all the places we would go. You have brains in your head, you have feet on your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know where you'll go. And you are the guy who will decide where to go. And Rod has done that.
Cadell had really gotten involved in the embassy program for OBO, and we desperately needed somebody to head up that program. We recruited Rod really, really hard. In fact, we probably went after him as hard as Alabama went after Nick Saban, but we did not have Alabama's money to deal with. But anyway, we were able to convince Rod to come in to Cadell and head up our international group. And Rod's impact was immediate.
He's very measured in his analysis. Everything he does, he seems like he never gets stressed. He's a quick thinker, but he also will take the time to analyze something and make the right decision. In my opinion, he's arguably one of the best construction business minds I've ever known.
I would say Rod's character as a gentleman and as a person that cares about people, and he has always shown that side to want to help someone in need.
We have a lot of people in the United States whose lives we can improve, but you haven't seen poverty, you haven't seen misery until you really travel to some of these very remote places. And I always like the fact that I'm leaving something behind that improves their life.
Rather than being a big, loud, boisterous leader, Rod led by example, but people respected his ability to calmly and coolly handle these situations. There were many times when I would panic and I would go to Rod and he would leave me with a sense of calm that he's got this under control. He's thought all these different situations out. And that's hard to find in somebody.
Rod also has a comical side. He may not be smiling, but it's funny. We talk about Rod being here the last 19 years, and this is basically what I've been dealing with.
Rod loves the lake. He loves his ski nautique, and many of you may not have seen this facet of Rod, but he can fall asleep at the drop of a hat. I mean, napping he takes to a whole new art form. He can be in the middle of 9 grandchildren running wild, and he dozes off. So if you have not experienced this, just hold on, I'm sure you will.
Rod was project manager on a project at Blunt in Nassau in the Bahamas. Rod came home early one afternoon and happened upon a couple of guys who were burglarizing his home. He ran them off and chased them off. The unusual part of that is that Rod ended up getting shot in the butt. And you wonder, how does somebody that is chasing some guys end up getting shot in the butt? I don't know if he was running backwards or what.
Oftentimes history is rewritten by people, but I'm going to tell you the whole truth. He met up with a robber who shot him not where it's believed in the buttocks, but in the leg, and I have proof from this article right here. Husband shot in the leg. So here's the truth. But later, Blunt sent Rod and made a big presentation that he got a Purple Heart, the first one, I believe, ever given to someone in the construction business for duties beyond what they were expected in an area.
I think Rod is probably very uncomfortable with this award. He never seemed to like the spotlight. It probably has gotten him outside of his comfort zone at this point in his career, although it's a great recognition of a construction professional that has devoted his whole life to general construction and obviously has been very successful at it.
And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Rod, you have moved mountains. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you, but more importantly, I love you.